Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Dungeonbowl. We're closing out Week 8 tonight. Bad Dog praying to Nuffle for a reason. 10 teams are remaining in this competition who are eligible to make the cut to the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, there's only 8 slots, and we're going to see over the next week and 1 day who may get eliminated. One of those teams may be eliminated tonight. Tonight it's going to be the Goner Gitz versus the Arlington Nationals, Cobblestorm versus B-Dog. We've got Gobos versus Undead. Let's take a look at let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at the two teams tonight. That's cute as Beaver. Oh, at the top of the leaderboard in Division A are Odin, it's Nuffle, coached by Clyfius. They're a Norse team. They have a record of 1-1-1, and they have made the cut. They will be advancing to the quarterfinals. The worst they can finish is in third place in Division A with 19 points. The best Division B can do is 17 points in third place. Division C can get 20 for third place. However, that does beat 19. However, only 15 for fourth place. And that means Odin Snuffle will be advancing to the quarterfinals. In second place, the Gunnerballs, coached by El Numerino, an Orc team with an undefeated record of 5-3-0. They too will be advancing to the quarterfinals for very similar reasons. The worst they can finish in Division A is in third place with 18 points. The best Division B can do is 17 points. Division C can do 20 and 15, and therefore the Gunnerballs also advancing to the quarterfinals. That's 2 teams. The NC Snakes in third, coached by Moob. They are the runners-up in this season's Chaos Cup. They're the runners-up in this season's Spike Magazine Trophy. They're a Dark Elf team. They're 5-2-1. They've had a fantastic season so far, but always a bridesmaid, never a bride. They really want to make the cut and win this one this season. They've got 17 points. They have all but made the cut. So they could mathematically be eliminated, but it is not very likely. They're going to play the Wasabazans next week. The worst they can do is 17 points. We've talked about how the other divisions can only muster 17 points, and really what it comes down to for the Snakes is their massive TD differential with a plus 11. Conspicuous Disunion is technically not out of it. They're not mathematically out of it, but they are effectively out of it. This is Chime's Necro team. They're 4-2-2 with 14 points. They are going to play Entanglements next week. They can win, and that'll bump them up to 17 points, which could conceivably tie with the NC Snakes. The problem is that first tiebreaker is who beat whom, and they drew the NC Snakes, so the second tiebreaker is going to go to the TD differential, and you can see there's a massive difference there with the NC Snakes at plus 11, Conspicuous Disunion at plus 5. The best they could hope for in that case to make the cut, I think, is for the NC Snakes to lose by 3 and Conspicuous Disunion to win 4-0, I guess. So Conspicuous Disunion needs the NC Snakes to lose 0-3, and Conspicuous Disunion would need to score every 2 or 3 turns, which a 6-0 game has never happened in league history, but I wish them the best of luck. Oh no, what have I done? All right, going over in Division B, this is much simpler. The Believe Broncos, the current Chaos Cup champions, the current Spike Magazine Trophy champions, BB Nuts Nurgle team, they're 6-1-1. They've got 19 points. They are also guaranteed to make the cut. They will finish no lower than second place here in Division B. Technobabble Incorporated is my human team, currently in second place with a record of 5-2-1 with 17 points. You can see there's only 3 teams in this division that are eligible to advance. The third one will be up tonight. The Arlington Nationals, coached by B-Dog. They have a game tonight. They have a game next week. They need to win both. If they win both and Technobabble doesn't draw or doesn't win against the Believe Broncos, the Arlington Nationals will end up with 17 points, tying Technobabble Inc., but the Arlington Nationals defeated Technobabble Inc. in week 1, 2-0, and that means they will bump up into that second place spot in order to advance. So they need to win tonight, they need to win next week, and they need to hope Technobabble Inc. doesn't win or draw in week 9 in order to make the cut. Technobabble Inc. just hoping that that doesn't happen. And if that doesn't happen, they will advance to the quarterfinals. 3 more teams eligible over in Division C. At the top of the leaderboard will be Philosopher's Song. Spire's Lizard team with the best record in the lead, 7-1-0. They're 22 points is what they've earned, and they have soundly made the cut to the quarterfinals. The Discomancers in second place, Ian's Necro team with a record of 6-0-2 and 18 points, also have made the cut for very similar reasons as the Division A team, so they will be advancing to the quarterfinals as well. MAML Nightmare. Boy, MAML Nightmare here. This is Festoon's Necro team. They're 5-2-1. They can make the cut, and it's not a long shot, but it is a tricky one. That tonight, or not tonight, but in week 9, so they've got 17 points. They've got a +7 TD diff. They'd be looking at Conspicuous Disunion or the Snakes over in Division A. They're looking over in Division B against the Arlington Nationals and Technobabble Inc. Really, what MAML Nightmare needs to do is they just need to win a solid game in Week A and hope the Discomancers don't. That'll guarantee they make the cut. If not, if that doesn't happen, I think they're looking for a draw. And if they get a draw, I think that's going to put, unless something miraculous happens in one of the other games, I think that's going to give them just enough of an edge with that +7 TD diff in order to make the cut to the quarterfinals. So we have 5 teams who have already made the cut, 3 more spots open for 5 more teams. It's going to be a very exciting week and a day. And tonight, one of the big ones up tonight, Gitz will be the home team with 16 on the roster. 2 will not be starting due to injury. That's going to get that bread and going to get a shot. That's going to bring their TV to 1,155,000 gold. We'll have a very short pregame here as the game's about to get started in about a minute. They've got an Hooligan, a Fanatic, a Looney. They've got 2 Trolls and a whole bunch of Linos, 1 Apothecary, 3 Dedicated Fans, and 2 Rerolls. They're going to be up against the Shambling Undead of the Arlington Nationals. 12 on the roster. They have both Mummies, 2 White Blitzers, all 4 Ghoul Runners, and all Zombos, but they did pick up a skeleton in Antonio Banderas. 2 Dedicated Fans, 3 Rerolls is going to bring their TV to 1,280,000 gold. That's 125,000 gold going to the Gobos. Undead, a very strong, bashy team. They're these Mummies with Mighty Blow and Guard and no Nega traits. They're really good big guys, right? Guard is really the first thing you want to pick up on them. If you pair them up, they're effectively a strength 6. Easy to get those 3-die blocks with Mighty Blow and start removing players. The Ghoul Runners is very fast, 2 of which are Blodgers, 1 has Tackle. The White Blitzers, of course, have the Block Tail. 1 has Mighty Blow and Guard. They're going to be up against these Gobos. These Gobos typically are going to rely on that TD differential. They really don't have it tonight. Just 125K is what they get to spend in petty cash. They do have the Hooligan, the Fanatic, the Looney. They've got lots of tricks up their sleeves. The Looney and the Fanatic secret weapons are only going to be out for a single drive, and with 2 injuries, they don't have as big as a bench as they really want to have. Lots of dodge on the roster. Of course, there's always the throw teammate option with the 2 Trolls. 125K, I think, for my money in the inducement phase. Boy, I don't know. Is that a bomber and a bribe? Is that a fungus and a bribe? Is that just 2 bribes? 2 bribes, and you keep your Fanatic, you keep your Looney perhaps on the pitch for another drive or 2. Who's to say? I think the Gitz are the underdogs in the matchup tonight. I think Cobblestorm's going to have to pull out all the stops with this team, find those 2-die blocks with these Goblins, harass them, go in for the fouls with the Hooligan, try to get that player advantage, try to move a couple of these players. The problem with an Undead team is that every position is so good, right? It's a really solid team. So even if you get 1 removal, 2 removals, maybe even 3 removals, the Undead team's like, I don't care. I can still run the ball on offense. How are you going to get in my cage? I don't care. On defense, I've still got my Ghoul Runners. They can apply early pressure. I've got my Mummies who are strength 5, and they're going to stay right where they are, and you're not going to get past me. I'm going to stay in front of you. I can pressure your cage, and I can crack that ball open. It's a tough matchup, I think. So they are going to pick up Bomber, Dribble Snot, and a bribe. That's the way they're going to go with this. They're going to pick up a Bomber. That's going to be 3 secret weapons they have. I think they're going to hope they win the coin toss here, and try to attack early with the bombs and the chainsaw and the Fanatic. We'll see if they can win the coin toss. What does Nuffle say? Nuffle say the Gitz win the coin toss, and they will absolutely be on offense to begin, trying to get that early player advantage with all the shenanigans on their roster. Goblins are a stunty team. They're very low armor with an 8, not very low, but they're low armor with an AV of 8 almost across the board, but they have lots of tricks, right? Lots of secret weapons, which are players who are bringing illegal things onto the pitch that the ref's not going to catch on to until a drive is over. So at the beginning of every drive, they'll be ejected from the game. They have access to cheap bribes, but not a lot of money in petty cash. They were able to pick up one bribe and Bomber Dribblesnot, who's a bombardier. So that's another secret weapon in Cobblestorm's bag of tricks, so to speak. And they're going to try to punch early here, try to get some removals, and try to get an advantage that they can continue to ride out for the rest of the game here. I think that's the only way they're going to come out on top. Otherwise, they're up against a very, very solid Bashy team that's just going to punch goblins into the atmosphere. Spire says it's an emotional support chainsaw. He needs it. It's legally required. 3 on the line with, let's call that, I don't know, a box formation. 3-4-4 for the Nationals. Gonna get setting up their line here with 6 on the line. This Fanatic, a big strength of 7, but he moves in a pseudo-random direction. He's going to choose an orthogonal direction to move. And whichever he chooses, let's say he chooses to move forward, he will randomly move into one of these 3 spaces. And he will roll dice to break armor against whoever he comes across, friend or foe, standing or prone. He can do that up to 3 times with this player. So a pretty good player to try to get block dice against your opponent. The problem is if you knock down a Fanatic, he comes off the pitch. It's a guaranteed removal. Cheering fans. Who's getting AV for the Arlington Nationals? Oh, I'm sorry, for the Gunner Gitz. Gunner Gitz win that one. Gonna get healthy. Picks up an extra point of AV. So Nuffle being kind here. And now the Goblin lineman, number 5, gonna get healthy up to a standard amount of armor. Praise Nuffle. He says that ball chain is doomed already. So he just sort of whirls around around the backfield here and comes in for the assist for the 2-die against Mistialfi. I'm sure that is someone's actual handle, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Gets a push out of this. Failed the really stupid roll with the number 11 Troll. Goblins can have up to 2 big guys on the pitch here, and you can see they're here making friends, Blarg, and eats his greens, Erg. Number 11 and number 10, respectively. An assist to get the 2-die against Chuck No Ribs. Gets the pal here. Mighty Blow is going to mean an 8+ breaks armor. There's the armor break. And a 1-man player advantage for the Goblin team here in turn number 1. Double pals to start the game. Chuck No Ribs off the pitch, knocked out. You live your life however you want, but I'm just saying that might have something to do with the fact that you have no ribs. I'm just saying, if you have no ribs and you get punched in the chest, it's probably going to be a pretty big problem for you. 3+ pickup works out. The ball's in the hands of gonna get a job. The number 6, Gobbo, has picked up an extra point of movement, so he's MA7 instead of MA6, and is going to move the ball up to the Goblin 12-yard line. Chainsaw Blitz by the number 4 Looney against Jason Slayham. Didn't break armor. That chainsaw block or blitz, that chainsaw special action, that is just a straight armor break with a +3. However, if you get knocked down, that +3 applies to you. And also you have to roll a d6 before you activate the chainsaw. On a 1, the chainsaw kicks back and hits you in the face. Turn 1 now for the Nationals. Blitz on the right side. 2-die, block. Like it's gonna get Muticlus. Gonna get Muticlus. Muticlus. I don't know what that means. Gets a dodge push out of this. Meticulous? Really? Muticlus. Muticlus. All right. Pressure applied on the right side here by the Nationals. Pressure on the left here as well as they're trying to enclose the offense. Offense spread pretty wide here. But the defense says, I don't care. Here I come. So they're marking out the Goblins over in the left wide zone, marking out Goblins over on the right side. Keep trying to read it, though. 2-9 block against the Looney. Spends a re-roll here. Might take the both down. Yeah, he's going to take the both down because there's a +3 against the Looney. Will the oppo be spent? If so, then that bribe might be used for the Looney. Good both down here. Remember that +3 applies to the Looney as well. A chainsaw hurts whether it hits, whether you're wielding it or not. If you chainsaw yourself, it's going to be a problem. And now the Looney out of the game. Well done by the Nationals. Turn 2 for the Gitz now. 10v10 on the pitch. Dislocated shoulder by the chainsaw. You're just happy it's nothing worse than that, right? I can imagine a worse injury than a dislocated shoulder. 2-9 block against John Malkovich. Gets a PAL. No armor break. Ball has advanced up to the Goblin 2-yard line, just to the right of that confused troll. Here comes the Fanatic. There's movement number 1. Gets a block on Bruce Killis and gets the knockdown. 10+ breaks armor. Wow! Whoa! What a removal! Regen does not kick in. That is a big boon for the Goblin team. Bruce Killis taken out of the game in turn number 2. One of those 2 mummies. Oh no, and the troll has gone really stupid. Oh, so the troll on the left side here of this cage, not exerting tackle zones as he stares off into space. His negatrait is really stupid. He has to roll a d6 before activating. And if he has a friendly player beside him, he succeeds that roll in a 2+. Otherwise, it's a 4+. He had plenty of friendly players beside him to tap him on the arm and say, hey, man, I need you to pay attention to the game. But he just couldn't do it. Foul with 3 assists. Gonna get sent off the pitch for this. Gonna argue the call with the ref. The ref was having none of it. The bribe will be spent, and the hooligan will remain on the pitch. The hooligan, of course, a dirty player. He gets a +1 to his fouls. The armor or the injury roll of his fouls, whichever he needs it for. SB Beaver says, I do not think that is nice to say about a troll, mostly because on the off chance they understand what you said, they will get smashy. That's true. So the Goblins pulled in tight here at center field. Turn 2 for the Nationals. Gunnar Gitz, one of the two best Goblin teams in this competition. Tough matchup against this Undead team, but they're doing exactly what they need to do. The Undead team doing what they need to do as well. They applied that pressure early. So what they ended up doing is they were controlling center field here. They came in on the left. They came in on the right, forcing the offense to move up. And now the offense is all bunched up right here. They are not controlling a wide swath of the pitch. They are in for a fight, and that's exactly where the Undead team wants them to be. The Undead team will love to fight this Goblin team. They're weak, they're brittle. If given the chance and given the blocks, they're going to start removing Goblins. Uphill block against Gonna Get Newt. This will work out into a push. Work out as in drive stays alive at least. Cobblestorm says this is the most a Fnatic has ever done for me. Huge hit on the mummy. And what that was a big removal, yeah. Seesk says, how many Goblin teams are there? Are you gonna pull back the veil? all right. There are 3. They're not 2. There are 3. Did I block for the Gunner Gets against Misty Alfie, I'm gonna say. Gets a push out of this. Tudai against Abracadaver. This will end up being a dodge push by Gonna Get Ethical. Uthical. And now a 2-die block against John Malkovich. This will end up being a push by Eats His Greens. Arrgh. A POW against Abracadaver the Blodger. Looking for an 8+. Gonna get healthy. Is gonna get healthy. As Duffels granted him with an extra point of armor value. No armor break against those ghouls. Those ghouls only have an AV 8+, just like the goblins. A knockdown on Sylvester Stabone. Looking for a 9+ here. Got the armor break with the Shoryuken. Gets a stun out of it. Ball carrier shifts to the 2-yard line over a little bit to the left here. Still in the middle of the field. And now a foul on that Ghoul runner. Got a +1 to the foul there, so that made that a 6+ to break armor, and there's the armor break. Another removal for this Goblin team. So now a 1-man player advantage back to the Gobos. Turn 3 for the Arlington Nationals. Goblins are all about the tricksty plays, right? Lots of fouls, lots of cheap tricks. 3-die blitz against Gonna Get Ethical. Gets a POW out of this 7+ breaks armor on the Hooligan. The dirty player. Yeah, he's tired of his shenanigans. Breaks armor. It's going to get the removal here. Very well done. We're down to 9v9 on the pitch. And with that blitz, there's a mark on Gonna Get a Job. I would argue he already has one. 1 minute, 7 seconds to go for the Nationals. 2-die block and gonna get Gooder. Gets a power out of this. Another armor break. Gets a stun. Stunty teams are accustomed to this. They will lose players. They've got some sort of, I'm going to use the word gimmick. I don't mean it in a derogatory way, but they've got some sort of gimmick that they rely on. You've really got to lean heavily into that. Halflings looking for that throw teammate toss. Tollables, skulls here for the Nationals after the re-roll. They are lucky that John Malkovich is going to remain on the pitch. Turn 4 now for the Gunnar Gitz. Goblins rely on secret weapons and fouling. Halflings rely on throw teammate and Master Chef. 3-die by Gonna Get Mindful. Breaks armor. Gets a stun out of this. 2 hits with the Fanatic so far. I'm impressed. Remember, that's a pseudo-random direction that Fanatic moves. Projectile, projectile vomit with the removal. We've not talked about this with the trolls. So the trolls have a chainsaw-like action called projectile vomit. Straight armor break. He vomits on his opponent and removes him from the pitch. Oh, what was that? I don't even want to know what was in that vomit. It looked like sugar smacks. Leftover goblin. Oh, Proud Star, welcome to the stream. Oh, gross. That's what happens when the team hires the not-so-Master Chef. 1-die blitz on Dolph Underground. Gets the knockdown due to block. Well done. Not a bad block there with 1-die. Had the block skill, which gave him the advantage. Rolled a skull the first time. Re-rolled it into the knockdown thanks to block. That's going to free up the ball carriers. The Gunnar Gitz dip into the bonus clock. Not so Master Chef. So the ball's going to break free here for the Gunnar Gitz. They're going to get it down to the opposing 10-yard line. Gonna get Newt, number 13 rookie lineman on the right side of the blodger. Turn 4 for the Nationals. Final turn of the third quarter coming up here. I just realized I forgot to do predictions. I'm not going to do it this late into the game, though. I feel like that would be unfair. Dodge push against Gonna Get Elfie. Move says pretty tough start for a must-win game for the Nationals. Yes, indeed. Tries to dodge away from the troll. Fails the dodge into a KO! Wow! Mandible Lecter with the dodge skill had the free reroll, but failed the dodge, failed the reroll. That's a turnover and knocked himself out. He was startled by the vomit. He was like, I gotta get away, I gotta get away, I can't be here. Tripped over his own feet. Turn 5 for the Gunnar Gitz, second quarter begins. Broke armor on Michael Corpsleone. Got a stun out of it. That's a pretty good stun. Michael Corpsleone will not be able to play on turn 5. Will stand up on turn 6. And gonna get healthy. Runs towards the end zone, is now on the opposing 22-yard line. Move in for the assist against Misty Alfie 12. So that's a 3-die block currently by Blurg, the number 11 trained troll, with the block skill and Mighty Blow. Blitz against Jason Slayham gets the knockdown. 8+ breaks armor. No armor break. Three die against Misty Alfie is a pal. Again, an 8+ to break armor here. No armor break. Might try to dodge away from the mummy. Might like where the mummy is and try to keep him marked. I think he's going to try to dodge away, though. Yep, there's the dodge. Dodge for the foul. Gets stun out of it. Good armor break. Did not get called off the pitch. You get called off the pitch if you roll doubles on that armor roll or the injury roll. 2-die blocking. It's going to get good. It's going to work out. Do the block seal. Breaks armor. There's a removed goblin. Well done by the Nationals. Casualties are permanent removals. They will not be coming back into the game. Just kicked in the back of the head. Spends a reroll here against Making Friends, and it doesn't work out. That is a turnover. Took the blitz with the mummy on the troll. The troll said, no thank you. Turn 6 now for the Gunner Gitz. SP Beaver says, how deep at the Goblin bench? They started with 14 and picked up a star player, so 15 would mean 4. I mean, or we could just count. 4. That would have been easier. BB Nut, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Electric Space says, on the bright side, if they lose today, they won't have to beat me next week. SB Beaver says, I feel lucky I have no pressure in my next match. I suppose that's not a great thing. What is happening over here? That is poor groundskeeping. Poor groundskeeping. 10-yard penalty for the Gunner Gitz. BBNet says, I tried to kill Pips like you should have. I heard. I have respect for my elders. 6 for the Nationals. Failed foul here. Didn't get called off the pitch. That's right. That's right. You committed some sort of violation. Another good removal here for the Arlington Nationals. That's another permanently removed goblin. Well, the Oppo might save him. The Oppo does save him, so that doctor did his job. And that goblin will be back for the next drive. Well done to the doctor. PBS says Pippy was badly hurt. I was disappointed. I know in your heart of hearts you were disappointed because you hurt him. No one desires to hurt Pippy. Minute 10 on the clock here for the Nationals. That'll be the turn. Turn 7 for the Gunner Gitz. Probably moving this ball over into the right wide zone. BB says the apothecary was gone. I wanted death. Yeah, there the ball goes. Parks it on the 24-yard line to score on turn 8. Can anyone get there? I don't think so. Yeah, just out of range. Zombie's going to move 4. Troll's gonna fail the really stupid roll, so he'll stare off into space. Two-die block by the trained Troll against Jason Slayham will be a push. Another foul attempt. Gets a stun out of it. Didn't get anything appreciable out of this foul. Had two. Did he have 2 assists? He had 2 assists on that foul. Here comes Gotta Get Mindful. Can he get out? He can! Wow! Got Misty Alfie here on the pal. that has been the best Fnatic I've ever seen in Blood Bowl ever. The most successful one. Turn 7 for the Nationals. Boom says, how many gift subs for the admin team to accidentally delete JD Morg Killer Whitey from the Believe Broncos? I mean, if he's Morg Killer, I should just not take Morg, right? Right? That's the play? He can only kill Morg. Oh, BB Nut, I'm sorry. There's some sort of bug in the game. I don't know how it happened, but your Nurgle team is now a fresh Snotlings team. How did that happen? Oh, shoot. Two-die on the Troll. Again, not going to work out. This Mummy cannot knock this Troll down. Turn 8 for the Gun Against with 1 reroll remaining. I think they're just going to score and not risk anything here, but we'll see. Oh, he's going to go for the Projectile Vomit. This is... That's a safe activation. Projectile Vomit on the Blitz also safe. Safe meaning if it fails, it's not a turnover. Very similar to Stab. Also a safe activation here because there's no block dice on a prone player. Very good actions here by Cobblestorm, being very aware of the rules here, going for all the safe actions before scoring. Very, very well played. They're going to take the lead 1-0 in this ball game. 1 turn left unless there's a timeout. Electric Smith says, that's quite the bug considering Snotlings aren't in the game. I know, right? It's weird. It's just so weird. Gotta get mindful, gets sent off. 3 KOs recover. 3 KOs recover. 1 for the Goblins. 2 of the 3 for the Undead team. So a bit of good news here for the Arlington Nationals as they're going to set up with 9 on the pitch, but they're going to get another roll here pretty shortly when we start the second half. They'll be on offense for the second half. They'll get another roll to try to get Abracadabra onto the pitch. They really want Abracadabra on the pitch, being a blodger with tackle. Moop says, just enough players to save Dribble Snot. Yes, indeed. So the problem with secret weapons, or one of the problems with secret weapons, is they're only out for a single drive. And so if you don't have, you have to field 11 players if you can. And so if you don't have enough for a full 11, a secret weapon's gonna have to fill in that spot. And if they do, and there's only, say, a turn left in the drive, you're basically not getting any use out of that secret weapon. Because then they'll immediately get called off after a turn. Unless you have a bribe or something to keep them safe. Very deep kick. The Nationals not going to bother with that ball. Instead, they want to remove some players. First block on the right side is a POW. It's going to get Punktwall. That's a great removal. They've gotten rid of a Goblin. Tarek, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Another POW gets going to get Wealthy. Again, 7+ to break armor. Another armor break Didn't get anything out of this one. Final 3-die block on the right side. Tarek with the sub. Thank you very much. Thank you for the generosity. Very good to see you. Hope you've been well. Thank you for your generosity. I appreciate it. Blitzing with the block player here. Here's the 3-die blitz coming up. 3-die blitz will be a POW. It's going to be an 8 plus the break armor this time. Got nothing out of this. Iron Cynic says, never noticed the hooligan kickoff animation. It's pretty cool. Yeah, like a little golfer's swing. So that will be the end of the half unless the Nationals are going to try to foul. They are going to try to foul. They got a KO. They did not. Oh, they did get called off the pitch. They get called off the pitch. They'll have to argue the call. I don't think that's a good trade for them. Didn't succeed on arguing the call. So they're going to lose a lineman. That Gabo is going to be out. Possibly not at all. It's a 4+ on the kickoff roll coming up short. Yeah, he's right back into the game. Wow. So the foul hurts the Nationals. And the Nationals are not getting back their Blodger tackle ghoul runner. Wow. Wow. 1-0 the score. The Gunner gets in the lead. Boop says, bad trade, but I don't hate it because the end need to win and are pretty desperate right now. Need to take risks. Yeah, I don't think it was a bad decision at all. Just the trade did not work out. Three on the lines for the defense. Screening out this offense. It's a very fast offense comparative to this Goblin team. They have the ghoul runners. Why do I not have my overlays? What is the number for that? Is it Z? There it is. So you can see these two players in green here. These are the ghoul runners. They have dodge. They have an MA of 7. Two back to receive. Here's the kick. Kicks that ball right next to Michael Corpse Leone over on the right side of the pitch. Ball kicked to the 12-yard line, just inside the right wide zone. And the Gunner Gitz are going to pick up an extra team reroll here thanks to their brilliant coaching. 2-die blitz to get the half started. Double pals are going to get away with it. 7+ breaks armor by John Malkovich. No armor break by the blitzer. Pulling back players to try to cover the ball. Two-die block, it's going to get Welfie, not going to work out. A team reroll is going to be spent. They're going to get the knock or a dodge push out of this. The Nationals down to 2 rerolls for the duration of the game. Three-plus pickup by the ball carrier, Michael Corpse Leone. Good pickup here. Some protection on the ball carrier. To the left is Mandible Lecter. To the right is Antonio Bonderas. I love these names. I want to give the Nationals a point for their names. I love these names so much. I love the names of both teams, really. think my favorite on the Goblin team is gotta get away with it. Gotta get away with it. Two assists against John Malkovich over in the left wide zone. Here's the 2-9 blitz. 2-9 blitz will be a POW. 9+ breaks armor. Oh, wow. What an armor break. This is a removal. It is. What a great removal for the gunner Gitz. My goodness. That is the mighty blow blitzer with guard out of the game, or at least out of the drive. Gotta get gooder is gooder. Fails the really stupid roll with the troll on the right side here. Making friends is going to stare off into space. Gets the assist for eats his screen. Another failed really stupid roll. These trolls are not bright. Whoa! Spent the reroll, got through the loader roll and got a POW. Is this going to work out? It does! Holy moly! Wow! Two really dumb trolls. Spent the reroll, got through the 3+ loner roll into a POW and breaks armor to remove the lone remaining mummy. Oh, what a play by the troll. Move says I like RASPECT. I think it's misspelled on purpose though. It's like RASEPCT or something. Hey, look, Bomber Dribble Stop blew himself up, like all bombers seem to do. Fumbled the pass. Bomber Dribble Snot knocks himself out, but or doesn't knock himself out, knocks himself to the ground, but still gonna stay on the drive. Cobbler said he died. Two-9 blitz against gonna get Newt. Gets a dodge push out of this. Pin's gonna get Newt to the right sideline on the opposing 6-yard line. And the ball's gonna book. It's gonna move across the line of scrimmage to the opposing 2-yard line. Almost the entire team protecting the ball carrier right now over in the right wide zone. One dive block against gonna get a job will be a push. Turn 10 for the Gitz. Bomber Dribble Snot stands up. Asda's gonna get away with it. He's the safety on the roster. 3-9 block against Jason Slayham will be a knockdown. A minute 21 on the clock here for the Gunner Gitz. Both teams have 2 rerolls remaining in this game. Troll blitz. Blitz on the ball carrier. There's the rush. Got the POW on Michael Corpse Leone. Looking for a 7+. Got the 7+. What a blitz. And the ball's going to go out of bounds. Ah! What a catch. Oh my goodness gracious, what was that? What was that? Collusion with the crowd. The troll on the rush blitz breaks armor on the ball carrier, resulting in a stun, pushes to the sideline. The ball goes out of bounds. It gets thrown right back into the number 16. Rookie Goblin on the Goblin 4-yard line. The Goblin 4-yard line move says, does the crowd get 1 SPP for that pass completion? No, turn 11 now for the Nationals. Dodged off the sideline here. Doesn't matter that the Goblin gets knocked out. It's a little scary, right, because the low armor, but better than a guaranteed surf. So that was the end of the turn. Turn 11 now for the Nationals. James like Snack says, assist the supporters with that pass from the stands. That's right. Dodge gonna get healthy. He's been true to his word. He's been pretty healthy. Two-die blocking, it's gonna get wealthy. I don't know about that. I think his salary is pretty low. Do they earn their salary like every game? Is it like a yearly salary, or do you have to pay them every game? Two-die blitz against the hooligan. This will be a knockdown. Looking for an 8+ by Sylvester stab out. Wait. Oh, he has dodge. That would have been a dodge push. Got the POW on the reroll. No armor break against the hooligan. The throw-in by the crowd. Turn 11 for the Goner Gitz. I think they're going to take off with the ball here. They'll cage up 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they're going to cage up on the opposing 6-yard line, but we'll see. Nope. Nope. They're going. They're going. They're on the opposing 10. A mark taken against Jason Slaham. A mark against the zombie is pretty good because they're edge 4, so at best they're looking at a 50-50 dodge. Electrospan says the cheerleaders get paid more. Two-die blitz by making friends is going to be a push against Antonio Banderas. Black Wolf, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. The other troll shifts to the right side. Trying to keep this opposing team from getting anywhere near that ball carrier. The only real risk right now is Jason Slaham. Pushes Chuck No Ribs. Pushes Chuck No Ribs back of space. Wow, another armor break. You know what it is? That is Ryu's Dragon Punch. They've been training with Ryu from Street Fighter. That is why this is going this way. I'm waiting for the hurricane kick. I'm waiting to see a fireball, frankly. Failed dodge. Good, or gets the success on the free reroll. Now the 2-die against Sylvester Stabone will be a POW. Bomber dribble snot with the armor break. Not chucking bombs. Almost a hurricane kick. Turn 12 for the Nationals. They've been learning this Satsu no Hado. They've got the secret martial arts tricks. Good injury here on the right side, trying to equalize the playing field here. Michael Corpsleon on the block. Gets 2 points of SPP for the casualty. Trying to keep in this drive here. This is a fast player with an MA7. The number 16 Goblin not in scoring position. Well, I guess is in scoring position on 2 rushes. Yeah, trying to apply this pressure here with these Ghoul runners is very, very good play by the Nationals. Getting that speed with the dodge skill up against this Goblin who's just inside scoring range. Great armor break here as well. They can keep number 12 out of this drive, leaving number 16 pretty much by himself. This might force the score for the Goblins this turn. We'll see what Cobblestorm decides to do. 2-die uphill against the Troll's going to be a push. Trying to make something happen here. Troll's going to stay right where he is with Stand Firm. Final turn of the third quarter. Goner gets in the lead 1-0 with 2 rerolls remaining. The Arlington Nationals with 1 reroll remaining. Not gonna goes to the sideline. Not gonna risk the rushes, it looks like. Is he just out of range? He is just out of range. He is very well done. I look at the Ghoul Runners, I'm like, they can get anywhere. Nope. Got him out of range. Very, very well played here by Cobblestorm. B-Dog doing everything. I don't think B-Dog's doing anything wrong tactically. It's just been a bad day. Not just been a bad day, but Cobblestorm also a great. I mean, they're both great coaches, right? So you're up against a coach that knows what they're doing. You've had some die rolls not go your way. Also I think that aside, if you're new to the game, what I want you to take away is don't underestimate the stunty teams, right? Goblin teams can really put the hurt on, right? I was murdered by a halfling team. And that wasn't because the dice went my opponent's way. I mean, they did go his way. Obviously, he broke armor and got removals, but he got the opportunity to chuck those dice because I let him, right? I was stalling. I could have scored. I was stalling out. My opponent pivoted and said, fine, if you're going to stall, I'm going to kick you in the teeth for the next 5 turns. And it worked out. Fourth quarter begins here. Arlington Nationals. Mandible Lecter stunned. Nobody can get at the ball right now. Bomber flexing his biceps. Got those bombs right here. Yeah, a few key removals here by the Goblin team. I think started a snowball for the Nationals. That losing that mummy early, that hurts. These mummies. So undead teams have all their positions are great, right? But they kind of rely on all those positions. They're a pretty solid running bashy team. They rely on these mummies' high strength. Mighty blow. Later, when we first level up, they pick up guard as well. They rely on that to kind of push the ball forward or push the defense in. Those ghoul runners, they rely on that for speed and agility. The whites, of course, very solid blitzers, MA6, strength 3. They have a block skill. And once you start to lose like one of the 2 players, right? You lose a mummy and you're like, oh, that hurts a lot, but I'm okay. And then you lose a ghoul runner. So now you've lost a lot of strength and you've lost a lot of speed. And you're like, oh, now I'm really hurting. And then you lose a white blitzer. And it's like, oh, I've just lost one of my block players. Now I'm really hurting. Failed dodge. Has to make something happen there. Didn't work out. Turn 13 for the Goner Gitz. And now Michael Corpsleon closing the gap. The Goner Gitz might just go ahead and score here. We'll see what Cobblestorm decides to do. They're going to start with the Troll Blitz. Projectile Vomit. Blitz gets another stun out of it. I don't think I've seen Projectile Vomit work as well as it has in this game. Very well done for the Goner Gitz to increase their lead 2-0 in this ball game. Electrics Man says, I let those flings remove most of my team as well, yeah. The bomber dribble shot called off the pitch for being a secret weapon. Come on. Come on, ref. Ref, please. Come on, boo. The ref. Cobblestorm argued the call with the ref to keep Bomber Dribble Snot on the pitch. And the argument succeeded. Bomber Dribble Snot's going to remain on the pitch for another drive. Three on the line for the Goblins. Are going to screen out the Nationals again here. Ten v 7 on the pitch. 3-man player advantage for the Goblin team. Moob says, argue the call succeeds because of course it does. Yeah. They look just like Sindri's face. He just painted them. He painted them like they're round pies, man. What? They're just pies. The ref's like, oh, they look like pies to me. Here's the kick with one back to receive. Onside kick. Brilliant coaching. Oh, no. Oh, I thought it went out of bounds. Onside kick. Neither coach gets the reroll. Unfortunate for the Nationals, but they are able to recover this ball on the line of scrimmage. I don't think they could have asked for more out of that kickoff. Mandible Lecter in possession of the ball on their own 2-yard line. Turn 14 for the Nationals. Nationals pulling to the left. They don't have a lot of players running on the pitch, so they can't really present options to the defense. They're just going to have to set up the best running game they can, I think. Get a knockdown again. Going to get away with it on the blitz. Abracadabra. Abracadabra moves back behind Mandible Lecter, the ball carrier, to block the rear of the ball carrier. Double skulls against Gonna Get Wealthy. He's gonna get wealthy with plays like that. Taking out mummies. With a cartwheel kick. Turn 14 for the Gunner Gitz. Pass by Bomber Dribble Snot. Interception attempt. Interception attempt by Jason Slayham. This is just a pass. You can pick up that ball. Wow. Got the knockout on Jason Slayham and on Mandible Lecter. Or not the knockout. Got stuns on both. The ball's going to bounce out of the hands of Mandible Lecter into the hands of Michael Corpse Leone. There to recover the ball. Good bomb. Good catch here by the Nationals. And now a blitz has to be spent on the ball carrier. Here's the 3-die blitz. Got the POW here. 7+ is going to break armor. This will be a, huge armor break if it were. Oh, and it's a removal as well. And the ball's going to bounce in a very favorable position for the Goner Gitz. Huge loss there for the Nationals. They lost that ghoul runner. Lost the ball. And now the ball well protected by the Goblins. Mr. Rocker Crocker, welcome to the stream. James like Sack says unintentional dump off, yeah. Mr. Rocker Crocker, 30 stream streak. Thank you very, very much. Always great to have you. Glad to see you can make it here this evening. My students always joke that I don't have friends. Who's laughing now, punks? I've spent 30 streams with my friends. Indeed, and we're glad to call you friend and have you here on the stream as well. Who's laughing now, punks? F's for everyone. I know. I still need to do an alert. I need to do something for watch streaks. I haven't done it yet. Wow, got another armor break on the foul. Did not get called off, man. Just a brutal, brutal Goblin team here this evening. Turn 15 for the Nationals. 2-die blitz. Oh, give me a break. Oh, that's a null turn for the National. You see Borak in the picture-in-picture. He's just like, oh, I feel that. Turn 15 after the gunner gets. He's just sighs. There's going to be a talk in the locker room after this game. Gunner gets are going to move the ball down into scoring position on the opposing 12-yard line. One rush away from a third touchdown in this ball game to end the game. Who's laughing now, punks? Who says no rushes? Oh, you're absolutely right. No rushes at all. He is MA7. Disgusting. No rushes at all. 3-die blitz against Sylvester Stabone. 8+ breaks armor. And of course it breaks armor. Of course it's a removal. Oh, man. Now a foul on Mandible Lecter. 2 assists on the foul. Got nothing out of the foul. Does not get called off the pitch. Top of turn 16 for the Nationals. Stand up blitz by Dolph Underground. Gets a push out of this. Troll's going to stand firm and stay right where he is. Nationals trying everything they could. I mean, so we talked briefly in the pregame what I thought the Gunner Gitz might need to do, and I would have picked up the exact same inducements. They won the coin toss. I would have been on offense and start punching first. That's exactly what they did. They got some key knockdowns. That's what they needed. And they were able to parlay that into victory here this evening. The Gunner Gitz are going to win the game 3-0. And with that, the Arlington Nationals have been eliminated from the competition. They've got one more game this week to play, of course. But they played a great game tonight. They had a great competition coming into this Dungeonbowl fresh. I mean, they've been doing great. They've picked up 3 wins in the competition, only 3 losses. And I had a great matchup tonight. Just didn't work out in the end. Cobblestorm did what they needed to do. The dice went the way they needed to go, and the Goblins were able to win this one 3-0. Very, very well played. Let's see. Evan D223, welcome to the stream. Evan D says, is this a resurrection format or progression? It is progression. And with the elimination of the Nationals, that means that Technobabble Incorporated has made the cut. So in Division B is set. The Believe Broncos and Technobabble Incorporated will be advancing to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to BB Nut and myself. But really, really well played tonight. That was a lot of fun to watch. And that is going to do it for week number 8. We've got one more week in regulation for the remainder of the season. This is it, week number 9. We've got 6 teams guaranteed to make the cut at this point. So there are 2 slots left to make the quarterfinals in this Dungeonbowl. If you're unfamiliar with our format, the top 2 teams from each division make the cut to top 8, and then the 2 best ranking teams besides that will make the cut. So if you take there's 10 teams in each division, you remove the top 2 teams, they've made the cut, you're left with 8 in each division. Between those 24 teams, the 2 best ranking teams get those final 2 spots for the top 8, and then they'll go to a top 8 single elimination bracket. The 2 finalists will earn an invitation to our championship competition right after the Dungeon Bowl. That will be the Blood Bowl itself. We've already have a guarantee of BB Nut making it and Moob. Was it Moob? Yeah, Moob. BB Nut and Moob already gained invitations for the Blood Bowl, so we're going to see who can be finalists here in the Dungeon Bowl as well. There may be more that make the cut depending on how the competition how the bracket shakes out. But we're getting down to the wire, folks. One more week of regulation to find these final 2 slots. I'm excited to watch these final games in this final week of open play. Week 9 will begin tomorrow. In fact, I'll probably open it up shortly and give coaches just a little extra time to play if they want. But when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB, here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube. And if you want to hang out in our Discord channel, I'll put a link to that in chat. So you can come hang out in our Discord channel. You can talk some shop with us. If you want to sign up for Season 6, you can just enter our Blood Bowl channel and say, hey, AV Unit 2, that's who I am. Just hit me up and say, I want to participate. I want to sign up for the next competition. I'll put you on my reminder list, and when registration opens, I'll tell you exactly what to do. It's super simple to do. We also have our schedules and our standings in dedicated channels in Discord, and the schedule is in your local time zone, so you don't have to do any weird math to figure out when the next game will be. But the one thing you should do, above all else, is play Blood Bowl. This game is a ton of fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store until Week 9, folks. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for hanging out all season long. One more game of regulation. I can't believe it. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll see you back here for week number 9.